were watching the news on ABC15 Friday evening, you might have seen Steve Irvin and Katie Rommel introduce a story that had the satisfaction of a mystery solved, but is also very sad and scary.
It has been nearly 7 months since a man died in a crash near 32nd Street and Thunderbird.
But tonight, it seems it wasn't just a crash. Police say it was a murder.
This tragic story hits close to home for me. Literally, I stopped into a drugstore around the corner from my house on Friday afternoon and noticed an ABC15 live truck in the parking lot. That's what we call them, live trucks. I didn't want to bother the reporter, so I just headed home. But when I drove around the corner and saw another station's truck, that made me go back and talk to Mike Pelton, the reporter covering the story for ABC15. Back in March, 26-year-old Alex Mixon approached the stoplight at 32nd Street and Thunderbird. Next to him in a pickup truck was a man by the name of Nicholas Elliott. Police say he shot Mixon, but what makes this story so scary is not the fact that it happened so close to my house, but because, as ABC15 Mike Pelton tells us,
police now say while at the red light, an armed man in another vehicle pulled the trigger, all because the victim looked at him.
You heard right, looked at him, and Phoenix Police's Tommy Thompson confirms that.
He looked at the suspect, and the suspect became upset. And for that reason, he shot him.
What the hell is wrong with people? Well, in Nicholas Elliott's case, police say he was most likely on meth. Over the last few years, I have really tried to rein in my behavior behind the wheel. I don't consider myself a jerk while driving, and I'm not an aggressive driver, but when I see somebody else driving like a jerk, I want to pull up alongside them and give them a dirty look. Or maybe even a thumbs down, or a different finger. In my younger years, I might have even cut them off in traffic if they did the same thing to me first. But after all the road rage incidents I've heard about, I just tell myself when somebody is driving like an idiot that they may have a bleeding child in the backseat. Or maybe after a long period of unemployment, they're running behind to a job interview. I realize it's probably not the case most of the time. They probably are a jerk. But it helps me to stop myself from getting into a scrape that might end up with me or one of my family members shot. Okay, so I'm going to limit my behavior and not chase down somebody who's driving like a jerk. But now I can't even look at somebody at a stoplight?